Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Dong Report, where I give out my favorite MLB home run picks of the day. Yesterday, I did not have any home run picks for you guys because that is specifically dedicated for football. But to go back the previous day on Saturday, unfortunately, I went 0-3 on my 3 picks for the Dong Report. That brings our total profit on the Dong Report season to date to a total profit of 73.25 units, 13.02% ROI. Absurd success we are having, just not recently on Saturday, but I'm confident that we will turn it around today. I got 3 more home run picks for you guys today. Real quick, before I get into it, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are not already. Like the video, and commenting helps me out a ton as well. And let's chat dongs. So the first play that we're going to go with is in the Red Sox versus Rangers game. We are going to ride with Corey Seager to hit a home run. That is at plus 255 odds at FanDuel. So Seager had been on a ridiculous streak recently, but it's been a whopping 3 days since he's last hit a home run. Now, that doesn't scare me off because 3 games isn't that much without hitting a home run. And if you look at, even if you look at his recent stats, he's still been playing really well. He's got 3 home runs in his last 10 games in a total of 31 on the year. That's a pretty good total because he missed 6 weeks of time earlier in the year due to injury. So getting the 31 is still pretty good. Overall, while we're on the subject of looking at his entire year stats, he's got an ISO rate of 31.4% and a barrel rate of 16.7%. Now, if you're new to this channel, I use ISO rate and barrel rate a lot in my stats and my research. ISO rate stands for isolated power, literally measures how much power a batter gets. Anything that is 25% and above is considered excellent. So remember, Corey Seager is up to 31.4%. And then barrel rate measures how well you hit the barrel of the bat. And it only counts when you make contact. So swinging and missing doesn't count towards barrel rate. Obviously, everything else does when you make contact. Anything that is 15% and above for barrel rate is considered excellent. So Corey Seager at 16.7% is considered excellent. The reason why I look at those two the most, I think it just makes the most sense logically. How well do you actually barrel up the ball and how much power do you have? Those two combined equals home runs. So Corey Seager being excellent in both categories, I love. He's one of the rare batters that qualifies for that. The pitcher that he's going up against is Cutter Crawford, who's a fine pitcher, nothing special, not an ace, but he's not horrible either. But the source I use for this information is Ballpark Pal. They list this as an extreme advantage in favor of Corey Seager, literally 10 out of 10 advantage in favor of the batter. And just a spoiler alert, you're going to hear that a lot on the Dong Report today. And as I mentioned earlier, he has been playing well recently. His ISO rate in the past 2 weeks alone is 40.4%. So very confident that Corey Seager will break his 3-game stretch without hitting a home run, mashing one for us tonight as our first play. Next up, second play of the evening in the Astros versus Orioles game. Give me Gunnar Henderson to hit a home run. That is at plus 390 odds at FanDuel. So for this one, I'll get the scary part out of the way first. The pitching matchup here is Justin Verlander for the Astros. Obviously, very good pitcher, having a very good year. But Henderson has been playing well recently, which obviously helps. We're going to get into that earlier, but specifically sticking with this batter-pitcher matchup, as I hinted at earlier, another example where it is an extreme advantage in favor of the batter, literally 10 out of 10. It's also positive expected value on both OddsJam and Ballpark Pal as well, which I like. And the pitching matchup, or I guess I should say the matchup being in favor of the batter, does make sense when you dig a little bit into Gunnar Henderson's splits. So you basically want to target him against right-handed pitching and not against lefties. Against left-handed pitching specifically, this is on the entire year, his ISO rate is 12.2%, which is obviously very bad. Now, against right-handed pitching, that number jumps all the way up to 28.4%. So it's literally the difference of a below-average power against lefties and excellent power against righties. And as I mentioned, he has been playing well recently. In the past month, his ISO rate is 31.2%. And if you look at the past 2 weeks, it's 37.7%. So he's got 4 home runs in his last 10 games. Let's make that 5, hopefully cashing our second play of the evening. And last up, third play for today in the Phillies versus Braves game. Give me Kyle Schwarber to hit a home run plus 340 odds at FanDuel. So Schwarber had a stretch recently where he had gone 5 straight games without hitting a home run, but he finally broke out of that on Saturday when he did hit one. And even with that stretch, he had been playing well basically outside of that 5 games. He still has got 3 home runs in his last 10 games. So Kyle Schwarber is one of those batters that can be really, really streaky, hot and cold. So I'm glad that that 5-game streak is over with, and hopefully he can get on another hot streak for us. Kyle Wright is pitching for the Braves, who's really not that great of a pitcher, not having that great of a year, and make this 3 out of 3 players on the Dong Report that where the batter has an extreme advantage over the pitcher. 10 out of 10 advantage according to Ballpark Pal. And while this isn't as dramatic as Henderson, Schwarber is similar in that he's better against right-handed pitching than he is against left-handed pitching. His ISO rate against lefties is 24.1%. That's in the great category, so obviously not terrible like Gunnar Henderson. But against righties, that jumps all the way up to 29.8%, which is obviously excellent. Overall, on the entire year, his ISO rate is 27.8%. His barrel rate is 16.4%. So similar to Seager, he's excellent in both categories. Now, obviously, the major difference with Schwarber is he strikes out a ton, and that doesn't count towards barrel rate. So he basically either mashes it or completely strikes out, which is fine as long as today is a day where he mashes one. In the past month, against right-handed pitching, his ISO rate is 56.2% and 55.2% in the past 2 weeks. Again, specifically against right-handed pitching. So been seeing the ball well recently. Hopefully he'll mash one for us tonight, cashing our third and final pick of the evening. That's 3 home run picks for you guys today. If we get one of those 3 to cash, we will at least be profitable. If we get all 3 to cash, we will be rich. So let's hope for that. Again, make sure to subscribe if you are not already. Like the video, comment, let me know if you are tailing or if you have other players that you like to hit a home run. Thanks for watching and have a good one.